Okay, so welcome back. We're gonna work on the upper body. I would like you to have a strap or a rope at this point, your blocks and/or a blanket. One of the best things that I like to do to start is to do shoulder flossing, which we'll use the strap for shoulder flossing. And if you've worked with Michael, it's very similar to the pullovers. So even if you have one of those stretchy bands, you can use that as well. So you'll take your strap, and everybody's arm width distance is going to be different. You'll hold the strap out in front of you on an inhale, lift up, and as you exhale, take the hands behind the back. What I would like you to work on here is keeping the ribs in and stacked over the hips. So that means as you come up, maybe there's a tendency for super flexible people to come into the back. So as you inhale, keep that stacked, shoulders away from the ears, and as you exhale, move it back. Always inhaling into the center, and then exhaling to come forward. And maybe after a couple of rotations, you can move the hands in a little bit closer. Maybe you realize you need the hands a little bit further. It kind of depends on what you've got going on in your system for the day. And then probably 1 to 2 more rotations just like this. And then I'll invite you to kind of open it up and move in a way that kind of feels good. So that can mean a number of things. From center, maybe doing a little side bending, side pulls, from side to side, or perhaps dropping one hand down and then reaching up with the opposite hand and kind of working through the strap, get a little bit tangled, and just kind of working through the shoulders. I feel like we don't often get enough opportunity to explore what's going on in our own system. The teacher's always telling you what to do, so at this point, take a few breaths, perhaps even close down the eyes. I find that helps you remove the ego and helps you move a little more intuitively in the body. Also, great opportunity to just reconnect with the breath. Each movement has its own breath. Taking about 2 more full rounds of breath, really slowing down that inhale, slowing down the exhale. And when you feel even, taking the strap down to the side. And we'll come into toe pose with eagle arms. Not everybody's favorite, but it's very good for the bottoms of your feet. So tuck all 10 toes, sit the knees down, and then sit up on top of the heels. My pinky toes like to escape, so I like to make sure they stay tucked in. And then again, keeping the ribs stacked over the hips. There's a tendency to kind of press those out to get more flexibility. Inhale the arms overhead. As you exhale, left arm comes down, right arm stacks on top, and you can grab opposite shoulders or bring the backs of the palms together, or perhaps palms face each other. If you have the shoulders, draw the shoulders up towards the ears, shoulder blades back towards each other, and then drop the shoulder blades into your back pockets. As you inhale, you'll lift the shoulders up. And as you exhale, or the elbows, you'll lift the elbows up, and as you exhale, the elbows will come back down. If the backs of your hands are together or your palms are together, again, draw the shoulders up towards the ears, shoulder blades towards each other, drop the shoulder blades into the back pocket. My ribs popped out, pop your ribs back in. As you inhale, fingertips lift, and as you exhale, elbows come down. We're just working on the rhomboids in between our shoulder blades. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, lowering, and by now your feet are probably talking to you, and maybe your shins are too. As long as it's not pain, keep with it. Discomfort's okay, pain is not. Staying for 2 more rounds of breath. One more. On an inhale breath, fingertips lift, and as you exhale, bring the hands down and then top the tops of your feet. Tap the tops of your feet. And then we have 2 sides, so we're going to tuck the toes again. Knees come down to the mat, stacking it all back up. Inhale, the arms will lift. As you exhale, right arm underneath this time, left arm stacks on top. Is that right? So Opposite arm on top. Inhale, breath, and then draw ears up, shoulders up towards the ears, shoulder blades towards each other, and down into your pockets. Inhale, lifting the fingertips up, and as you exhale, elbows down towards the belly button. And this may be a very small movement for you, depending on the tightness in your shoulders, and that is okay, as long as you're feeling some sensation in between the shoulder blades and you're staying connected to the breath. Bottoms of your feet and shins are probably talking to you a little bit quicker this round. That's okay, stay with it. Stay with the breath. 2 more rounds of breath. Notice if your ribs have popped out, draw them back over the hips. And when you inhale again, lift the arms overhead. Take the hands down to the mat. Go ahead and tap out to the tops of your feet. And then to get through the chest and the front of the shoulders, I really like to use 2 blocks, or you can use your blanket here. If you don't have blocks, you can use blanket or a rolled up towel. Lay it down, and then just lie on down, open the shoulders, let the hands rest at the side, bring the bottoms of your feet together. And you can stay right like that. If you have the blocks, this is a little more intense, but I really like it. You'll take 1 block right at where your heart rate monitor or your bra strap would be. Lay back and then take 1 block behind your head. And if you have a block, there's different heights you can use. Feel what it feels good on your neck. It might take a second to find what works for you. Bottoms of the feet together. Allow the shoulders to open and drop. Palms should face up. You can also face the palms down. That'll give you a little bit of a different sensation. Maybe play with it and see what feels better, what feels like it's giving you more opening. And spend several rounds of breath here, allowing the chest to open and soften. And depending on what you've had going on, what types of workouts, what types of activity, or even just how you've been holding yourself at work or over your phone, this can feel pretty intense across the upper chest. We don't spend a lot of time opening the front end. We spend a lot of time protecting our heart space. So this posture can feel very vulnerable. And I invite you to just be open to that vulnerability. You can stay here for several more rounds of breath or move into a more traditional Savasana pose, moving the props and lying back down. If you have time, I invite you to spend a couple of minutes in Shavasana, chilling out. Otherwise, you're good to go. Have a good day. Thank you for practicing.